Welcome to the Women of Ouija. It's Marla Martinson, and
Karen Dahlman.
so today we're going to chat about silly rules that people come up with to use the Ouija board, or maybe rules that they take very seriously because they've read them on the internet, and maybe they're afraid and they think if they don't do the rules exactly the way they're laid out, that something bad could happen. And we also want to talk about some things that you can use. You know, we use some crystals and different talismans and things with it. So Karen, our expert Ouijaologist, is going to talk about some of the talismans and things that you can use with the Ouija, and then some of the rules. Take it away.
Yeah, I think whatever you believe is what's going to happen. What you believe is what you receive. So if you believe that you need to have talismans, my guides call them baubles and beads, but yet they say if that helps strengthen your work with this energy, then yes, oh my goodness, use the resources at our hands. So, one of the things I like to do is I'll sage, and I often will sage when I go into a space. If I move into a new house, I will sage the corners of the doorway. I'll sage myself if I feel like there's some negative residue around me. I will sage sometimes before a session. I mean, it's what you believe. Again, this is not going to save me, but it's going to augment me. It's going to help me feel better in my space because the ultimate goal is to be empowered.
Yes.
I also love to use this crystal here I have. It's a mixture between amethyst and citrine. It's called ametrine. And it was given to me at a store where I did a talk on the Ouija board. And she said it was calling to me, so she gave it to me. And now it's my channeling stone. I use it whenever I work with the energies I channel, whether it's through my mouth or through the board. This has really helped me. And so it's a talisman, but again, it helps strengthen my energy field, and it works for me. Often, when I do a session, you'll find me lighting a candle. And so I love my little Buddha
That's
here.
awesome.
I have these all over the house, and I will light it. And it's just to remind me, too, of my own light within and to work with the light energies. And so there's various things. I love to wear my necklace, which this one has the crystal on it, my Ouija, and then my little shaman helper. And I'll wear them all together. It's just, again, to add, again, to augment. These things have no special powers, although they have energy. Everything has energy. It's really me. I get to choose if this energy is going to affect me, and I choose for it to help me. And so if it helps me feel stronger in my communications and in my being a clear channel for this work, I'm going to use them. But what about you, Marla? I know you use certain things
I
as
do.
well.
I put things all around the board, and I even have my board sitting over on a table now. I have it out because I used to keep it. Because I heard one of the rules is after the board, put it away. Don't let it sit up out like it wouldn't be displayed like that. You have to hide it in a closet or put it away. And I would always put it away. But I thought, why not put it out? But I put my little angel bell on it. I put a couple crystals on it, and then I have like my little Saint Charbel, who's a Lebanese saint. He's a Catholic saint from Lebanon, and he's very well known in Mexico because a lot of Lebanese went to Mexico City, and brought Saint Charbel along with them from Lebanon. And he's a healer, and I connect well with him, so I have him there. I also love to use selenite. It's very
Oh,
angelic.
yes,
Because
beautiful. I love
I
selenite.
talk to angels on the board, so I love my selenite. It's very angelic. But I'll put some crystals around, and then I'll sage and I'll spray. I have some Palo Santo spray that I'll spray on myself, and I use this Mellow Mix oil, which has some lavender in it, and I'll just put it on. It just makes the smell of it makes me know like it's that some spiritual work is being done now. It's just whenever I have put this on, it's kind of like, ooh, the smell of it. It's like, okay, this,
Yeah.
and
You bring up a good point because you put that smell in you or your sage, and it takes you into a whole nother environment, doesn't it? It makes the space sacred. And the whole idea of why you might have a ritual around this or use these talismans or baubles and beads or augmentation devices is so you get yourself into a sacred space. Because if you can enter that sacred space, as anybody that does journeying, hypnosis, trance channeling, any of this work, they're going to move themselves into a sacred space, and all these things help remind us of that and empower us to do so, and then to step out of it. And I love that you brought up the whole fact that you got to put your Ouija board away. I have now 18 boards, and they're all on display display on my walls. I'll share a picture of everybody soon in the future. But I have a huge wall of Ouija wall, and so you can put them away. I do put my board away that I use all the time. That's just my own thing. I don't really want it collecting dust, and I really just like it being separate from the rest of the boards. But the rest of the boards, they're all out in the open. They're on my coffee table. They're part of my display. They're on my wall.
And we have them on a mug
silly.
and on a necklace
Yes.
and things. So I think that the fear is if you have it out that some demon's going to fly through it and start wreaking havoc in your house or something. But I've had mine sitting out and I have it on a mug and stuff. Nothing happens. I don't see any
Yeah.
paranormal activity anywhere. Nothing at all. So have you heard that? Like, don't leave them out.
Yeah, I have heard that. I've heard a lot of different things. I think it's really again preference. If you are fearful of the board, you probably shouldn't be using it at all.
Right.
But if you want to put it away because it's sacred to you,
Yeah.
then put it away. You know, it depends what your reason is behind it. Just we don't have to get all scared about this. These are tools. That's all they are, tools. I want to share with you this really cool artist and shirt that I have. It's a T-shirt, and this T-shirt is so cool. Rick Schreck makes these. He's
Oh.
also on Facebook under the Ouija Board group, Ouija
Hey,
Board.
Rick.
And I love this because, yeah, hi, Rick.
Oh yeah,
these
never
are
leave the
rules.
planchette on the board. That's one too, and I have mine on there.
Yeah. And so, Rick is having fun with this. Rick is a wonderful collector. He's an excellent artist, and he's having fun with this. You know, he's not following necessarily these rules. But he makes it fun for us, and I wear this shirt. I love this shirt. Let me tell you what these rules say.
Yeah.
One is never use it alone. Shame on you, Marla. Just kidding. Never play in the graveyard. Shame on Karen, because I've done that many times when I was young. Never burn it.
Right.
Oh my God, don't burn them, because you got to send them to me. I will buy your boards from you if you don't want it.
Okay.
Don't burn them. Never leave the planchette on the board. Huh? Really? I do all the time. In fact, I have one on there. Oh, it's just sitting here right now with the planchette on it. And then it says, never ask when you die. Well, I mean, if you want to get into that, I don't know why you'd want to do that anyway. It seems silly. You draw energy to you.
Right.
And always say goodbye. Now, people tell me, oh, it's got to go to goodbye. It's got to hit the goodbye. Well, let me tell you what. When my spirits are done, they stop right here, and I just say goodbye, and they just leave. That's it. We never go. We never use this. So it just really depends on how you use the board and what you created. But these rules are fun, and again, this is such a fun
I love
T-shirt.
that. I'm gonna have to get one of those. That's
You
fantastic.
do.
Yes.
Everybody, you can find Rick Schreck again he's on Facebook, and he's also on the Ouija board.
Put it in front of your
it's a-
face, Karen, because this is a split screen. Put it in front of your face, because
There we go. Can you guys see it?
Okay, they'll be able to see it. That is
Oh,
so
good.
cute.
Isn't that lovely?
I'll
We're-
put Rick's info or where they can buy it.
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
put the
give you a
link.
link to where you can get these T-shirts. They're fabulous. But that's more in fun, and I know people take these seriously. And again, if you take them seriously, then you know what? It's real for you. I'm not going to discount that.
Right.
If you think that's real for you, then guess what? What you believe is what you're going to receive. I'm going to keep saying that because you're going to get what you believe. That's what you get. That's how the universe works. You're going to get what you believe, and if you believe that these things will hurt you, then you know what? Don't be messing with them. For me, I've never had a problem, and I've done all these except for, I didn't ask when I was going to die, and I didn't ask, I didn't try to burn a board. How about you,
No,
Marla?
I haven't asked for when I'm going to die. I didn't never burn a board. I've never used it in a graveyard. I have left the planchette on it. What's the other
Yep.
things? Never.
No, use it alone.
I use it alone. And was there one more?
Always say goodbye.
Always say goodbye. Oh, now I always say goodbye because it's like you're having a conversation with someone.
Yeah.
You don't just you and I when we're gonna get off this computer. I'm not just gonna hang up on you. I'm
gonna go like this.
I'm gonna say
Click.
goodbye, Karen. It was great talking to you.
I'll be like,
so I do. I say thank you for this communication. I appreciate it. Goodbye, and then I close the space. I say I'm closing the space now. Filling the room with white light, and thank you, Archangel Michael, for standing in protection. And I do. Don't just jump right off audio, So that's just kind of like you're trying to be polite.
yeah, you're being respectful. And I think Marla brings up a great point. Not only do you open it with these rituals or ceremonies you create, you want to close that sacred space. Anybody, again, doing any kind of work that's journeying into the other dimensions and other realms, shamans, again, healers, they're going to always close that space down too.
Yes.
You do chakra work, you're going to close your chakras back down.
Yes.
And that's just a good practice to get into. So yes, you could say goodbye. Mine just doesn't move to the goodbye. Does yours move to the goodbye? Your
No,
planchette?
it moves at the bottom. It doesn't move to the goodbye. But sometimes
Okay.
I'll say good night. I'm going to go now. I'm tired. Good night. And it'll say to me good night or have a good night.
Yeah.
XOXO. mirth, or goodbye. Sometimes goodbye. Sometimes they do, but sometimes it just goes to the bottom where there's nothing.
You've gotten in a good habit, as I have too, to make sure we close the session. And
Yes.
goodbye is a way to close it. So yeah, I always say thank him. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you for this communication. Thank you for
Yes.
your messages. They're not just. I mean, I feel they're taking their time.
They are. And they're very patient, by the way. They're very patient with us. And they do want to say goodbye. So you could say goodbye. But just know that your planchette may not move to the goodbye, or it may spell out goodbye, or my energy, it just leaves. It just lifts and leaves.
Yep. Yeah, it just lifts and leaves. And sometimes my mirth, I want to ask. There's been times I've been on the board, and then it's in the evening usually because, I'm working all day. And then sometimes I'm tired, and she's like, and I'll ask a question. She says, "Not now, Marla. Go get some rest." And she says, "Go to bed. You need to rest. I'll tell you tomorrow." She says that.
Very nice. So they have our best interests at heart, for
Yes.
sure. That's how you know you've got a good spirit you're talking to. They care about you just on that level as well.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you learned something today from this. And then tell us what you do when you do your session. Share it below. Let us know.
Thanks,
and don't
guys.
forget to get your t-shirts.
Get your t-shirts. All right,
Bye,
guys.
y'all.
Bye.